Hi there, this is Bethany Barnard. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been going through a series of projects using the Window Wishes bundle. So it has all these dies that come with it that I keep inside the stamp set. And this is project number 4, and it's a very simple, very quick gift card holder. So you can just put the gift card in there, and you've got a card, which is actually a gift card holder. So this is a very quick project. I'm going to remind you that I love this stamp set, and if you look at project number 2 that I have uploaded, you will hear some of the reasons why I believe that this is one of the best bundles available in our mini catalog this year. Additionally, on this project, we're going to be using this Very Best Trio Punch. I think this Trio Punch is absolutely fabulous, and I have several projects that use it, and it does bundle with a stamp set that you can find on page 68 of the July to December 2022 mini catalog. The Very Best occasions are all different sentiments inside, and then they have a matching font for the outside, and it has endlessly grateful, happy birthday, thinking of you, and then it would have the inside with comfort and love, love you, mean it, love you, miss you, you're the best ever. It's also got 2 Christmas sentiments, and then birthday insides and thank you insides. Anyway, I'd have you really look at this set because I think it's a great set to add to your greetings and words, which is why it's called Very Best Occasions. But you do get 10% off that if you bundle it with this punch, which I'm going to show you. They call it the Very Best Trio Punch, but actually you can use it to get 4 different effects from it. And I just love this little slot punch, and the corner punch, it cuts off the corners, and which is nice if you're trying to make a tag. You can use that to cut off the ends, and this to put a ribbon through. And then this design here, which we're going to use in a minute, so I'll show you at that point in time. But this card is a very simple card, and as I prepped for it, I wanted to show you that I've already cut some of this into pieces. So I did start with an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of garden green cardstock, but then I cut another half off here. So I cut into 2 3/4 here, and then right up at 4 1/4, leaving me this piece here, because we're gonna turn that around and put it on this way, and you'll see as we go to put that together. So this is just a 5.5 by 8.5 with this 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 piece taken off the front. And then we have this basic white piece, which is 2.5 by 4. And then we have this DSP that comes from the Santa Express paper. I just love the bright colors, and we're gonna put this on the bottom of the front flap and this at the top. This one is 3 by 4, and this one is 2.5 by 4. And then we're gonna have, this piece goes here, and then it will go there. And then we have another piece of DSP that comes from that same package of Santa Express, and this is also 2.5 by 4. And then we have a white piece that is also 2 1/4 by 4, and it's going to go there. We're going to stamp on it. We're going to put this all together, and you will see. And then I've added these really pretty iridescent, they're called adhesive back seasonal sequins, but they're really iridescent in their color here. So I really like the look that they give. And so I've added a few of those onto the front. So we have used, or we will be using, the Poppy Parade, because that's the red in this designer series paper, and we'll be using soft suede for the tree, and we will be using garden green for the trees. Now, I'm sure I brought those, yep, here we go, sorry. I don't know how that went missing there for a bit, but we'll keep this here for a second and we'll get to work. So let's start by just adhering these pieces of designer series paper. Normally I like to use the fat end, but I'm actually thinking I'm running low on my glue, and so I'm gonna have to use less. So I'm using that skinny end. Whoops, there we go, slipping around again. Okay, and then we're gonna open this up and we will put the ho 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 on the inside of the same flap. You can see just how quickly this card comes together and why I love this trio punch so much. It saves you putting a die through the Stampin' and Emboss machine. Okay, so you want to make your ho 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 going in the right direction. There we go. And then we'll put this top piece on. And even though it's red and green little circles, I feel like it still gives sort of a look of snow in the background. Not that I've ever heard of red and green snow, but it just still gives me that sort of feeling. And the reason why I've made this 3 inches by 4 inches instead of just in half is because I just want to make sure that from the front it totally shows this and doesn't show any ending of it. And then we can stamp up this white piece and we'll put that on there. So we're going to do that right now, and I'm going to teach you also, if you don't know how to mask, which is a great technique, a very basic technique to help you have the look of something behind another object. So we're going to start by putting a real red house. And this house comes in 2 parts in this stamp set. So I'm just going to, now remember it's going to go this way, right? So we'll put the house right about here. I've already messed up, because when you mask, the one that goes behind is the second one that you will stamp. So I'm going to clean this up because we're going to use a greenhouse in the front, a house that is green as opposed to a greenhouse that gardeners might use. Okay, so let's try that again. If I'm going to show you how to mask, I need to show you properly how to mask, correct? All right, so I'm going to put the house here. And then we put a smoky slate roof on top. So here's my smoky slate ink pad. And here's my stamp for the roof. I'll just put that here. Okay, and so now comes the technique for masking. So previously on a Post-it note, I stamped the house and then I cut it out. And we're gonna put that over the stamped image we just did in the green and the smoky. And now we're going to, and again, we do have to clean, when we do houses in 2 different colors, we do have to clean in between. So I'm gonna clean off the green and get ready with this Poppy Parade color. You can hear my squeaky chamois, huh? And then let's see, where do we want to put this? We don't want it too close, do we? So we'll just put it, right here. So you can see I've stamped right over this house. And then we're gonna add, this time, a green roof rather than a smoky slate roof. So I'm gonna clean that as well. And then we have our, whoops, garden green. We've put that roof on. And now we can take up our Post-it piece, and you can see that it looks like there's a house behind the house. And now we're also gonna take the soft suede, and we're gonna do a nice big one of these, you know, trees that's lost all its leaves because it's winter time. We're just gonna bring that up here. There we go. And we're gonna stamp Merry Wishes in the Poppy Parade. Here we go. This is all stamps that come with our stamp set. I love all the options for inside. There we go, Merry Wishes. And now we're gonna put in a tree or two. And again, we'll do those in garden green. And these are our evergreen trees that we're gonna do up here. And I like to sort of do this in a nice dark green, and then just do another one right next to it without re-inking it. Actually, that's a little lighter than I want, so I'm gonna stamp it off again. Let's see. Maybe my garden green needs to be inked up again. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go on. That's gonna still make it lighter, but it's a little bit darker than it was, but it's a little bit lighter than the tree in front. Now, what I need to see is when we use this punch, I'm really hoping it doesn't take too much of this picture out. But the main thing you need to remember, and a lot of people have been confused about this, you get a different punch depending on whether you put this piece of cardstock in like this or like this. So you want to be consistent with how you punch that, or else you'll get a different corner all the way around. But that means you get two different types of corners as well. So we're going to do it, just keep in mind the long side's always going to hang out. So we're gonna punch, flip it over, and punch again. And then again, we're gonna take the long side and put it in, punch, and flip it over, and punch it again. And I am happy with that, okay? And so we're gonna now do the same thing with the green mat, which is the piece that was cut off here. And we're gonna give that a mat, just like as if we had a die in this shape here. But see how much quicker that is than a die and running it through? So if you're in a hurry and you wanna do these gift cards or just ever wanna mount something, it's, in my opinion, such a quick and easy way to get a very special look. I'm gonna move this to the side. I wanna make sure you see the punch and see that again, I'm making sure that the long side is coming in this way and the short side out that way. I could have done it the other way and it would still be really nice, but it would be different. And so I just wanted to be consistent about my punches throughout this card. Okay, so now I'm gonna mount this on here. No one will ever know that I started to mask this in the wrong order. Well, you all will know, won't you? Okay, here we go. So that is just such a quick and easy way to get a mounted, pretty image. Okay, so then we're going to put that on here. Now I'm seeing that I cut the wrong piece. Ha-ha! Look what I did. This can go there and it will be okay. And this is going to be mounted a little bit greener. But I swapped out my two white pieces here. It was really supposed to be this piece. No wonder I had to cram these houses together for my look. So don't make that mistake. I gave you the right measurements when we first started, but I'm going to go ahead and just finish this card in the same way here. They will never know. Okay, so it's really important in order for that gift card to slide in that you only leave a very small margin around these two sides, because that gift card has to fit in there. So what we're going to do is center this on the front, and then we're going to turn this over and see if I put glue up too far. And I did maybe a little bit there, so I'm going to fix that. And we're going to try the gift card in that in a second. But first I want to go ahead and stamp the inside of this as we did here with another red house, which was the last color we used, so I don't have to clean it. And it's actually a Poppy Parade. Poppy Parade is probably the brightest red that we have. And then put the green roof on. Which again was also the last color roof we put on. There we go. And then finally a little green tree on the side. And then we can put for lots of joy at Christmas. So it says, Merry wishes for lots of joy at Christmas. And we're going to do that in the Poppy Parade. Well, I'm glad that using that wrong piece of white still ends up with a card that I'm happy with. Let's hope I didn't go crooked on there. That's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and put this in. And then we'll just check and make sure that gift card does indeed fit inside. Now that the glue's had a chance to dry, because you don't want to pull that up. And there we go. All right, so let's check that out. Sure enough, it fits right inside, just like that. And you can't see it, and it's just a very quick, very fast way to make a gift card. And I got some glue on there, and I have an eraser, but it's not right nearby, but it will come up with an eraser in my fingers. Okay, and last but not least are these iridescent sequins that are called seasonal, and I'll show you that there's sort of like a red, a green, a gold, but it also has this sort of white iridescent, and I'm going to put those on. Even though I considered doing the red and green, I thought I might prefer to save that for another project since it's supposed to mimic snow. And even though I have red and green snow in the background here, I'm going to go with clear iridescent one here. I hope that shows up nicely on the video. And I'm just going to, and you can see that the placement's different, partly because I was using the wrong piece here, but it still all comes out okay. So you don't have to fret too much about that. So I'm going to put a nice big one here. And I'm going to put a little one here. And a little one here. Maybe another little one here. And then finally, I'll put one up here. And that just gives it a little bit of bling as well. So I'm really happy with that. So those are my cards, and they are gift cards, and you can still sign them here. I hope you enjoyed that project, and we'll look out for a couple more projects coming, again, using the same stamp set. Thank you.